Hello everybody, it's Nora the Leca Queen here. Today I'm going to be doing something special just for you. I asked you guys what you would like to see me plant in Leca and I got lots and lots of responses. Do you know that Calathea Orbifolia that I've got on my intro? That is living in Leca and it is so beautiful. I will show that to you right at the end. Now I am going to go through that list and show some of these plants that you've requested to the specific people who requested them. So let's get going. Grace Lee, this one is just for you. You wanted to see a money plant. Now I have one just for you. This is my Chinese money plant. I don't only have one Chinese money plant, I have 3 Chinese money plants. Would you like to see all 3? Hang on a sec. Like I said, I got 3 money plants. One money plant over there, another money plant over there, and yet another money plant over there. I have 3 money plants. Sometimes when a plant gives me trouble, I get another plant, and then the plant that was giving me trouble picks up, and then I end up having multiples. And then with the money plants, I did take a pup from one of them because I wanted to grow it to propagate it in water, which worked, and then I wanted to put it in Leca, which worked. So now I have 3 Chinese money plants. If you were anywhere close to where I live, Grace Lee, I would have gifted you one of these Chinese money plants. And if you are, please get in touch. I live in Melbourne and you can have one. I do want to show you something else though, Grace Lee, so hang on. This is my special surprise just for you. I have a watermelon pilier. How beautiful. Just how beautiful is that thing? You know, I resisted this plant for the longest time. And my 10-year-old daughter kept saying, you need to buy this plant, Mommy, you need to buy them. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't get the hype. But look at the thing. I got it, and of course I put it in Leca, and oh my gosh, this plant has actually flowered for me before. I only got her a few months ago, and look, she was living in soil when I first got her, and from the transition until now I have not lost a single leaf. She's given me new leaves constantly and she is very happy. Now you will know that Pilier have got very, very, very delicate thin roots. So it's, you know, I'm just surprised. I'm surprised how well she's done and how well all of them are doing. I do have a video that shows how I repotted a Pilier. So if you haven't seen it, click on the link above and that'll take you to it. And then you'll see how very, very delicate those roots are. But yes, these are my Chinese money plants. Who is next? Oh, let us talk to Deidre Dawson. Deidre Dawson would like to see some peace lilies. Now, I do have peace lilies as luck would have it. I'll grab my peace lilies. I have 2 peace lilies living in Leca. So this one, I love this one. Believe it or not, this plant is the giant peace lily. It used to be huge. I got it from a market. It was huge, living in soil, doing its thing, and then of course it started going downhill, as most peace lilies living in soil will do. I couldn't get a handle on the watering properly. The leaves were starting to turn dark and, you know, crinkling, and it was just looking awful. I actually threw this plant away. It was living outside and it was basically on the rubbish heap. When I started getting into semi-hydro, I thought, hang on, let me see if this will work. So I went and got the plant that was living outside, waiting to go into the bin. I whacked it in some Leca and oh my God, lo and behold, the thing just took off. So that's this plant living in Leca at the moment. And it's just really, really loving life. Look at how green those leaves are. And it's just doing so well. There's new growth coming through over there. And I just love it. Those are its roots there. And it's just, you know, doing its thing, living life. And, you know, probably in about 2 years, this plant will be this big and it will still be living in Leca. I love, love, love it. I just love semi-hydroponics. It just provides such constant watering. I mean, you don't have to guess. It's just the plant gets what it needs. And this one is a sensation. So it's a little variegated peace lily. I love my little variegated peace lily. It just looks so pretty. This one, of course, is also living in Leca. I'll take that out so I can show you. And that's that. I've got the roots there, and it's got the little roots coming through at the bottom, and generally loving life. So both of these are living in ceramic pot cash pots, and they're loving it. So there's new growth coming through there, and you can see that's going to be a nice variegated leaf as well. So yeah, Deidre, these are my peace lilies. I hope you like them, especially for you. Who else? Who else? Ooh, Jet the Ninjet. Didn't you just love that name? It's so cool. Jet the Ninjet. Jet the Ninjet would love to see a fiddle leaf fig. Now, I know if you've seen my video that I recently posted up, I was talking all about fiddle leaf figs, so you know that I do have fiddle leaf figs. But just in case you haven't seen that video, Jet the Ninjet, I will bring you a fiddle. This right here is a fiddle leaf fig, Jet the Ninjet. I love this fiddle. Look at how glorious she is. She's glorious. There's nothing else for it. She is absolutely glorious. This is my most favorite fiddle, by the way. Don't tell the others. But, you know, there she is, living in Leca, little roots growing there, and she is just loving, loving life. What more can I say? What more can I say? That is my fiddle leaf fig, shown here specifically for Jet the Ninjet. Right, who is next? Now, someone wants to see some philodendrons, crystal dabu, philodendrons. Now, I do have a philodendron, this one right here. This is my philodendron. This is one of the many philodendrons I've got. This is the Philodendron Mamei. This Philodendron Mamei actually stars in one of my earlier videos. If you haven't seen it, just click on the link above, where I take this Philodendron Mamei from a round pot and I put it in this fabulous rectangular pot that I made, DIY net pot, guys. And so, as you may know, Philodendron Mameis are crawlers, so they're not climbers. You know, all the plants that I put up on moss poles are climbers. But this Mamei is a crawler. She crawls on, you know, the jungle forest floor, and that's how she gets bigger. So I wanted to put her in a rectangular pot so she could crawl. But look at her. And these are some new leaves. There's a new leaf there. There's a new leaf coming through there. And she's so happy. Just, what can I say? Look at that sort of silvery sort of variegation that she's got going on there. She's such a happy plant. When I got this plant, I actually bought this plant a while back, and when I got her, she was actually relatively cheap for the rare plant that she was at the time, and I got her with an ugly leaf discount because one of the leaves was really, really ugly. It was really tiny. Take a look at the picture to see what she looked like back then, but this is her now. You know, so sometimes you need to see the potential in a plant, and sometimes it helps to just buy the small ugly one, because the ugly duckling gets to look like that. So that is one of my special rare philodendrons. So, Crystal, you wanted to see more philodendrons. So this one kills two birds with one stone. She's rare and she's a philodendron. I love this plant, and you will know what this plant is. This is a Philodendron Florida Ghost. Oh, she's living in Leca, and that is her in all her glory. She's just a fabulous plant. That's her in her nutrient solution. Check out that root there. Check out the roots there, grabbing onto the moss pole for dear life, and the moss pole doing its job. This one is a new leaf just unfurling. There's a new leaf coming through there as well. This is the leaf that was there before, and it's just majestic. I spent a little bit more money than I normally would on this plant, and I do not regret it in the least. She is just a glorious, glorious specimen. Wouldn't you agree? So that is my Philodendron Florida Ghost, living in Leca, loving life. Crystal also wanted to see some ZZ plants. I do have some ZZ plants in Leca. In fact, all my ZZ plants are in Leca. So I have here my ZZ Zamicro. So this is it's a much smaller leaf ZZ plant compared to the others. So this is my Raven, and look at the size of this leaf here and the size of these leaves over here. So that's a lot bigger than the Zamicro, which is why it's called a Zamicro. But this one is living in Leca. As I said, all of them are living in Leca. So this one's living in my Italian Leca. And I just want to show you what the roots of a ZZ plant can look like. Look at those. Look at that. How beautiful are those leaves? Honestly, there's nothing that excites me more than semi-hydro leaves. Roots, I mean, they just look amazing. That is a ZZ plant that is loving life, living in Leca, consistently giving me leaves and stalks. Because you know how very slow ZZ plants can be, but this plant is she's just doing her thing. You know, she loves semi-hydro. This is a ZZ Zenzi. So you see the curled leaves over there and how pretty that looks. I just love this little plant. It's again living in Leca, and you can see all the roots through there and the tubers through there, living in Leca and loving life, just generally loving life. And I was really worried actually about ZZ plants when I started going into semi-hydroponics. I thought, you know, because ZZ plants don't like to get wet, putting it in semi-hydro might be a bit difficult. And I looked everywhere for examples. I asked people, I looked on Instagram, I looked on YouTube, and I really couldn't find a very good example of someone having moved a ZZ plant to semi-hydroponics from soil, illustrating everything that they did. So I just sort of winged it, and I did it, and it worked. It worked so well, which is why I have now done my ZZ plant videos, ZZ Soil to Leca. If you haven't seen it, click on there to take a look, just to help other people, because I was looking for this information and it wasn't out there. This is my ZZ Raven, and again, you know, living in Leca, look at those roots. Loving life. It's just, I can't say any more about semi-hydroponics. I just love it, and I love how my plants do in that. What else did Crystal Dabu wanted to see a rare plant? What is the definition of a rare plant? That's really difficult. It depends where you are. It depends on what's easily available to you. Plants can be a bit difficult to get in Australia because we've got very strict laws here that guard flora and fauna. So we don't do imports like the rest of you guys can, the rest of the world. So I can't just, you know, call up a guy in Thailand and have him send me a Monstera Albo. That can't work. So plants, the rarer plants tend to be very expensive. But I do have a treat for you, Crystal. I will show you my Monstera Thai Constellation and my Monstera Albo. So I've got them here. This is my Monstera Thai Constellation, and this is my Albo. Let's talk about the Thai Constellation first. So this Thai Constellation, living in Leca. Of course, she's living in my special Italian Leca. Nothing but the best for my gorgeous babies. And just look at all the root action she's got going on there. There's so many roots. Look, you've got that root there. I don't know where that's going, but it's going somewhere. And there's another root there. That's also going somewhere. There are roots everywhere. This plant is doing so well. When I got this plant, I think it was 2 leaves only. I'll try and see if I can dig out a picture. If I can, then it's around here somewhere. But this is the newest leaf that's just finished hardening off, and she looks glorious, starting to get the fenestrations coming through a bit more consistently there. This is the leaf that came before, and I can see already, I don't know if that's something you can appreciate, that the new leaf is almost ready to come out of this newest leaf. So it's going really, really well. My Thai constellation is loving life in Leca, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's just beautiful, and I cannot wait for this plant. You know, I cannot wait in years' time to see what it looks like. It just looks absolutely glorious. Now, let's get to the Albo. This is my little Albo. She's still quite little because, as you know, Albos are fairly expensive. I cannot afford to buy a massive Albo, but this is the one I got, which was pretty expensive at the time I got it. I'll tell you a little story about this Albo. So when I got this Albo, this is the leaf that it had, and it had another little, little leaf that I was told was just going to die off because it wasn't viable. And I got this plant. It was living in soil at the time, and I whacked it in Leca, and things did not go very well. The roots were pretty much melting, and I was so worried. I was so worried. I'm like, I've spent so much money on this silly plant, and it's about to die on me. I did everything in my power, and when I say everything, I mean everything. I treated this baby like, you wouldn't believe. And look at her now. These are the roots that she's sporting. It's really doing really well. And that's the area. Look at that area root. Just look at that. I'm thinking I need to put her up on a pole soon. What do you think? Do you think I should put her up on a pole? Please comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. But yeah, look at that. Aerial root going crazy. This is the newest leaf over there, just hardening off now. And I already see that the next one is actually lined up already. She's doing so well. Oh man, this just puts a smile on my face. It really does. I just love looking at my monsteras, my rarer monsteras, and I wouldn't have them living in soil at all. My rarer monsteras go in Leca, as all my plants, and they are doing really well. So thank you, Crystal. Those are my monsteras. Janice Joyner wanted to see a ficus. Somebody else wanted to see a ficus as well. I don't have any. I mean, the closest I've got is the fiddle. Yeah, I just kind of got rid of them, and I just wasn't feeling them. So I don't have any. I do have to be a bit discerning as to how many plants I've got in my home. So if something's not really sparking joy, I just gift it. So unfortunately, I don't have one of them. Maybe next time. Let's see. Kim Wilcox wanted to see some hanging viney plants. I do have lots of hanging viney plants. And when I do have a hanging viney plant, I do tend to put it up on a pole because, I love poles. Some people do say I am the pole queen as well as the Leca queen. I don't know. But anyway, I love poles, so I put those on a pole. But I do have a few that I've actually allowed to vine, and I will show you them. So the biggest viney plant that I have is this one. And that just goes on and on for days. Would you believe that this is living in Leca? That is Leca over there. That's the solution dripping. And this is just a mishmash of Pothos, like golden Pothos, Monstera adansonii, just anything that I've got excess. When I've got excess, when I do my propagation, there's nothing else I can do with them. Instead of chucking them away, I just put them in this, and it's just going crazy. But of course, the golden ivy always kind of takes over when you do something like this. But yeah, I do like it. It sort of provides a nice backdrop when I'm taking photos of things like that. But yeah, that is one viney plant. So it's very possible to do in Leca, Kim. So that's one of them, but I'll show you some more. Okay, I got some over here. Look at that glorious little thing. That is a marble queen. It's a really white marble queen. Just look at how white that is. And it's so tiny. The leaves are so tiny. The roots are so tiny. And I'm thinking I might just let that hang. I don't think I'll put this one up on a pole. I'll let it hang. I got two of these little babies and they're quite small. I only just recently got them. And then I'll just, can you imagine just a lovely hanging basket of that? That's just going to be absolutely glorious. That is a marble queen. Now you would know what this baby is. That is my Monstera Peru. My Monstera, look at how glorious those leaves are. Dark and moody. Fabulous. Yeah, I'm in two minds about this one. I'm not sure whether to put her up on a pole or to keep her trailing. I don't know. What do you think? Do you have an opinion? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, this is my Monstera Peru. That's doing really, really well. Now, I've got this little baby here. This is my Scindapsus Silver Lady. Look at the leaf on that. How beautiful is that gorgeous thing? This is a Silver Lady, and yeah, again, I'll let her hang. I'll let her hang. I'm not going to pull her up. I'll let her hang. Silver Lady, looking silvery and fabulous. Look at her go. Now, this big mama over here, that is my Scindapsus Exotica. Now, I love, just let me try and get that to face you. Look at the size of this ginormous, that's my hand, that's my hand, that's the leaf. How amazing is that? And that's just trailing. That's a viney plant trailing, and I'm just going to let that do its thing. Because, you know, again, Leca, roots, happy, happy, happy plant. So, Kim, these are some of my hanging, vining plants. I'll put that away. Paula Green wants to see a Cebu Blue. Of course, I've got a Cebu Blue living in Leca, Paula. Now, this is my glorious specimen of a Cebu Blue living in Leca. This is up on a pretty long moss pole, and I'm just loving her. I think this one's multi-planted. I think there's about 3 plants in there, and just look. But what's really lovely about her is if you take a look at this leaf, this one over here, that's starting to get the beautiful fenestration coming through right there. So can you imagine, by the time this plant gets to the top of its pole, all these leaves, oh gosh, this is a bit hard to manage, they're all going to be looking like that, or even more fenestrated. So I'm really, really, really excited about this Cebu Blue, and I can't wait to see it reach up to its potential. So this, guys, is actually living in Leca on this very, very long moss pole. I'll show you how long it is. I recently extended it, so it goes all the way to the top. And it's got this metal rod at the back to help it stay up straight. And yeah, that is my Cebu. So see, I'm not holding that, and that will just stay. So that's doing really, really well. I do have another Cebu Blue Paula. This one is the wide form of the Cebu Blue. So if you look at my older Cebu Blue and you compare the leaves right here, you can see that this leaf here is wider than this one, which is the narrow form. So, you know, someone sold this to me as a wide form and I couldn't resist, so I had to have it. So I grabbed this plant and it's living in a nutrient solution, and I'm just propagating it at the moment. So when I put it up on a pole, I've got more than one plant. So as you can see, this one over here, those area roots there are starting to shoot out, and that is going to be one plant. And this other one as well, you can see that's already starting to go. That's the little area roots there coming through. That's going to be another plant. So when I pull up this plant, there's going to be this one, and this one. So that's going to be a 3-plant, multi-planted pole that's going to end up looking like this. And it's just going to be fabulous when it grows. And of course, that is going straight into Leca as well when it's ready to pull up. So that is my Cebu Blue Paula Green. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, Vishnu asked to see some Alocasias. Of course I have Alocasias living in semi-hydro. I love alocasias. I love, love, love alocasias, and I just wish alocasias were not as temperamental as they are, but I still persist in my alocasia journey. So I will show you some of the alocasias that I'm really loving right now. So this first one here is a gorgeous, gorgeous plant called an Alocasia Sinuata. That is an Alocasia Sinuata. It just looks, look at that almost quilted like look on the leaves. So this is the newest leaf there. So that's still a bit light green. That one is an older leaf and looks a bit darker, but that just looks amazing. How can you not love an alocasia? But you know what I really love about alocasias in semi-hydro is look at the roots. And ooh, I can see a corm. I don't know if you can see that. That is a corm living in there. That's going to be a new plant. But look at those roots. These plants just love to live in semi-hydroponics, and they thrive. They absolutely thrive. So that is my Alocasia Sinuata. I've got another one here that I'm absolutely loving. This is the Alocasia Bisma, platinum one. It looks, you know, it's got a grey, bluish hue on it, and it's just glorious. Just absolutely marvelous. That is the Alocasia Bisma, or the platinum, living in Leca, and look at the roots. Those roots are just loving the semi-hydro life. Look at the way that looks. That is just, it's amazing. Look at the size of that leaf. Just absolutely glorious. Alocasias, I love alocasias. So temperamental though. Dark, 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 dark. This is the Alocasia Infernalis. And ooh, just look right over there. There's a new leaf coming through out there. New leaf right there. It is so dark. This is so, so dark. It's just beautiful. And look at the back of those leaves. Again, just alocasias are just absolutely marvelous, Vishnu. I love, love alocasias. And of course, my alocasias are living in semi-hydro. And I'll show you one last one. And this is one of my favorites as well. This is an Alocasia Nebula. That leaf feels like cardboard. This leaf is on its way out, and that is a new leaf on its way in. And I'll show you, look at the back of that. They just look just amazing. And this one is living in Leca as well. And you can see the roots going through there. So that is my Alocasia Nebula. What I really like though about this Alocasia is look at that, look at the pattern on that. It just looks glorious. So yeah, these are some of the alocasias, not all my alocasias. I do have a few more, but these are the ones that I'm really, really loving at the moment. Tanya Vernon wants to see some Hoyas. Do I have Hoyas in Leca? Yes, I do. I only have about 55 Hoyas living in Leca. If you haven't seen my video where I show my 47 Hoyas, click on that link above. That'll take you straight to my 47 Hoyas video. But since I made that video, I've acquired more Hoyas, and I will show you some of them, some of my most favorite Hoyas. So this right here is a Hoya Crimson Princess. Look at the variegation on this thing. You've got the greens, the whites, the reds, the pinks, and this plant is growing. And just take a look at these teeny weeny leaves. It's just looking amazing. And it's, yeah, probably need to do a better job of putting it on that trellis, but she is loving life, living in Leca. That is living in Leca, and that Hoya is doing really, really well. That is my Hoya Crimson Princess. Now there's another Hoya that's doing really, really well lately. This is my Hoya Heuskeliana Variegata. Look at her. Look at all that new growth, new growth, new growth, new growth, new growth, new growth everywhere. Can you imagine what this will look like trailing everywhere. This will just be magnificent, guys. I love it. I love it. The light green, the white with the little pink filtering through, and just look at those teeny, teeny, tiny leaves. That's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Do you have any Hoyas, Tanya? I would love to see them. This is another one of my favorites. This is a Hoya australis Leca. Look at that one. And again, that's another one that's doing really, really well. Look at that new growth coming through there. That's a little new leaf there, another new leaf there. She just looks absolutely amazing. What can I say? That is the Hoya australis Leca. Last one that I'm going to show you today. Remember, I've got about 55 Hoyas, so we're not going to turn this into a Hoya special. I just love this Hoya Kerri variegated one. Look at that. Look at that. That leaf actually started out all white, and it's starting to develop that green in the middle. Look at this one. This one's all white. That's all white as well. That just looks amazing. Just look at that lovely sweetheart Hoya. And again, living in Leca and loving life. So yeah, Hoyas absolutely love living in Leca. So I deeply encourage you to put your Hoyas in Leca. Now, we are going to see the big mama herself. We have come to that moment. I think this is everything that everyone requested. So I am now going to show you my gorgeous Calathea Orbifolia. Oh my God, I am so in love with this plant. She is doing so well. It's just absolutely crazy. I'll try and dig up a picture of what she looked like when I got her, so I'll put it up there and you can take a look. But oh, she just looks fabulous. I'll go grab her. So there she is. This is my Calathea Orbifolia. How glorious is that? She's living in a 20-centimeter pot. Leca there, and you can see, oh, it's going to be a bit difficult. That right there is some of the roots coming through, and she lives in this. This is her cash pot. We've got the nutrient solution living in there. And oh yeah, Calathea Orbifolia. And you know, I haven't needed to trim it up before I show it to you, or those leaves are just glorious. And there's lots of new growth coming through as well. It's really difficult for me to show it to you. But yes, that me and my Calathea Orbifolia. I just absolutely love her. So yes, Crystal Dabu wanted to see my Calathea. So Crystal, there is my Calathea. And one day I hope that my Calathea becomes, you know, over a meter wide. I cannot wait for that day. But so far she's doing absolutely brilliantly. That's a new leaf coming through there. There's so many new leaves coming. I really love her. So, and I know Calatheas are so problematic. I have had quite a number of Calathea deaths myself. Even Calatheas living in Leca have given me a bit of a problem here or there. But this one is a star. She's an absolute star. So I love her. I love her so. So thank you very much for giving me all those requests, and these are all my plants in Leca. But I do encourage you guys to take a look at my Instagram. I have so much more content on there. It's a bit difficult to show all my plants on YouTube, but I regularly show them on Instagram. It's so much easier to do a snapshot on one specific plant and talk about it. So jump onto Instagram and have a look there. But thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.